Hi everyone, this is Boogass Reviews, and today I'm going to be doing a review on the Marvel Legends Mantis Wave Star-Lord figure. So before we take a look at Star-Lord, not Star Wars, let's take a look at his accessories. So first up, he comes with the left arm of Mantis. As you can see, I already put her together. And in my X-Nilo and Adam Warlock review, I forgot to mention that Adam Warlock came with her head, and X-Nilo came with her right arm. That's her left. Her right arm. I don't know why I forgot to mention that, but somehow I did. So, Star-Lord comes with his blasters, the elemental guns. And these are pretty much the same as the Titus Wave. Well, these actually are the same. There's actually no paint difference or anything. It's just an exact same copy of it. Oh, it doesn't have the silver. Well, yeah, it does. On the other side, it doesn't have silver. On this side, it doesn't have silver. And on this side, it does. But virtually, it's the same thing. And I don't really think that we needed another Star-Lord figure. I would have preferred, I don't know. But I know we definitely didn't need another Star-Lord figure because there's already 3 that came out this year alone. So, you kind of have to wedge these in cockeyed into his hands and then put them in the way they're supposed to be. And for his final accessory, he comes with his Walkman. This is the same as the Titus Wave. It's just that black chunk. And I ended up repainting it on my not Titus Wave, the 2-pack Star-Lord. And that actually made it look a lot better. So I'd recommend painting it because it's very easy since it's so small. Let's see, how do you put this in? Okay, like that. And this can clip onto his belt, and it actually stays on pretty good. But it still doesn't look the greatest since it's just that black chunk. And he does come with this scarf, which I just hate it on this figure. It just doesn't look right. I suppose you could count that as an accessory. But I don't know. There's just something that I do not like about this stupid scarf. It just doesn't look right on him. So let's go ahead and just put it back on for the review, since it's supposed to be on. Like I said, I guess you could count that as an accessory. But it's just not my favorite. It just doesn't look right on Star-Lord. Like that. I just don't think it looks right. But for the head sculpt, I think it looks like Chris Pratt. It's basically the same as the others. And let me get those here. So here are the previous Star-Lords. And the head sculpt is actually different because he is smirking. But here are all 3 of the Star-Lords together. And you can see that they're all the same. You can tell it's Chris Pratt, but they're all just a little bit different. Like, this one's kind of getting ready to smile. This one looks kind of meaner. And this one's smirking. So out of all the head sculpts, I do like this one better. It looks like Star-Lord more. And for the shirts, that's also different as well. This is the correct color of Star-Lord's shirt. It's like the really, really light gray. Because the first Titus Wave Star-Lord was too dark. And then, or no, this one's the Titus one. I keep forgetting which one I have, just because these are basically the same figure. So the Titus Wave Star-Lord shirt was way too dark. You can see it's that really dark charcoal gray. And then it was lighter with this Ego 2-pack version. And finally, it's the correct color with this one. So like I said, it's the same body sculpt and everything. The only thing new is the hands, because the hands have a little bit of sculpting on them for gloves, the scarf, and of course the head sculpt. I thought it was actually the same. But the body is the same, like from the neck to the feet are the same. And the jacket's also new. So for the head sculpt, I think it looks pretty good. I think it looks like Chris Pratt. It looks, like I said, just about the same as the others. It's just smirking is the only difference. And his shirt. That is the correct color from the movie. This kind of really, really light gray, kind of whitish color. And it does have a little bit of a dry brushing of Bluetooth, so that's really nice. Now, the part that I really like about this figure is the jacket, because I like Star-Lord in his jacket. It looks really awesome. I think it looks better than the short version, which I'm not sure how that can change in the movie. I'm not sure how the jacket goes from being short to long. But it looks really nice. And it has a dry brushing of black over it, making it look like it's been well worn. And you can see that the color fades from that maroon color down into that really dark brownish color, which looks really nice. And the arms, let's see. Actually, the arms are new. I thought they were the same. You can see it doesn't have any of that sculpting right there. And I thought the hands were the same, but they're new. So I suppose this figure does have some new pieces on it, but I would have preferred just one version. If I could pick any of these versions, I'd prefer this one. I still don't like the scarf on it, but you can take that off. But the collars are basically, it's very movie accurate for this version. So for the hands, you have these fingerless gloves. It actually has a texture to it, which is really nice. Kind of feels like denim or something. But it looks pretty awesome. And the pants are the same as the previous Star-Lords. And the boots are the same. Although I found that the articulation on the ankles is, it's harder to move than the previous versions. So since I pretty much went over this figure before, that's why I'm kind of trying to keep this review short, because I've already reviewed it before in different versions. So now I'm going to go over the articulation. The scarf doesn't hinder his articulation. He's got a ball-jointed head that can look back all the way. Okay. He can look down all the way. He can move his head side to side. He's got ball-jointed shoulders that can move out that far. His left shoulder can't move as far out as his right shoulder, which is kind of odd. He's got a swivel at the bicep, double jointed elbow, swivel at the wrist that can move side to side and up and down. He's got an ab crunch that can move down all the way and back all the way as well. He's got a swivel at the waist, and I knew the Walkman would fall out once I started moving it around. He's got ball jointed hips that can move out that far. He can kick forward that far. He can kick back just a little bit. The jacket does hinder that. He's got a swivel at the thigh, double jointed knee, swivel at the boot, swivel at the ankle that really can't be moved. And if you do, you get that kind of grinding noise, which I really don't like. And it moves a little more freely on the left ankle, but still it's really hard to move, and I'm afraid they'll break it. But the ankle rocker does work perfectly. So overall, this figure it's pretty good, but it's you know, I would have preferred a different character instead of a third Star-Lord this year. And if you do want to switch the heads out with the helmeted Star-Lord head, you can. But let me put it on here. I just don't think it looks right with that helmet on there. Maybe if he didn't have the scarf on. Yeah, that looks better. So since it is the same body, like the same ball joint and everything, you can put the helmeted head on it, which is pretty cool. There. Let me put this head back in the mouth. So now let's do some size comparisons. Let me get him standing there. So here is the long jacket version of Star-Lord next to the first version. And this one is much better. It is a way better figure. Like, that likeness is just not even there. So I am glad we got an updated long coat version of Star-Lord. Then here he is next to the, which one is this one? This one's the Titus Wave Star-Lord. I don't remember having any issues with them standing in my review. Maybe I did. And then here he is next to the 2-pack Star-Lord. So out of your three, leave a comment below and tell me which of these are your favorite. Mine is this new one, the Mantis Wave Star-Lord, because it's the right color, and I think the likeness is better than these versions. So leave a comment below and tell me which of these is your favorite. And then here he is next to Yondu. And also here he is next to little Baby Groot. I think it would have been awesome if Baby Groot would have had like a hole in his foot and a peg on Star-Lord's shoulder. You could put him on like that. That would have been really, really awesome. I suppose if you wanted to, you can kind of tuck him in Star-Lord's, the collar of his jacket. And that doesn't work out so well, but you can do that if you want to. So overall, this figure It isn't bad, but like I said, it is the third Star-Lord figure made this year, so I would have preferred a different figure. But it's still pretty awesome. I got it mainly just for the Mantis piece. So that's my review. And if you like this review, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.